I'm really tired and the lazy is really bad. Okay. This is called What Does My Day One Protection Mean to Me and Therefore You on August 5th, 2019. By day one protection, I mean the group of people who conspired with Jesus to hide her, his beloved, my angel, the greatest kept secret. Was it the apostles and their extended squad? How did they get people on board to pull this off? Was it her healing? Her mere relationship with our throned-crowned king? Did God reveal itself for her, as it does so today, always in my corner against my adversities? And for what I understand from moments of insight and clarity and consequently unbelievable hope, for them. Her and little her cub, God's continuum. Is this secret so dire and severe that its dwindling legacy is gutting the very church that managed to be built upon it? The Christian faith and its leaders resemble my left side's favorite attack on man, little men. What do the current disgraceful reputations of the Catholic leadership and my personal, scandalous childhood trajectory tell us about what we harbor? It's like the curse of the pyramids, this life. To clarify, I'm not excusing Catholic leadership, but the Church has been effectively gutted of its influence, and it's not by chance that the side effects are similar in realms. How big is the secret if the horrific symptomatic tactic is our commonality? This particular slithery being is ruthlessly heartless by nature. So you're welcome for defying her and essentially serving you. Anyways, when did they, my day one protection, lose her? How did they end up in Nicaragua? When and where did we reach these shores? I'm literally dying to know these truths. When day one protection was in contact, did she leave anything behind? Did she leave anything for me? I dream of a letter from her. What's the real story? It's the end of times of, as always anticipated by theologians and scientists alike. The planet, world order, and the youth have lost their battle against time. For their comforts, we've led them to prioritize social order, social values, and discipline required to maintain the gifts that are our bodies and the planet's health will soon be redefined for some, reiterated for others, and reaffirmed for a few. You have nowhere to go but up from here, so you might want to let go of your way and follow not just a better way, but the meant to be way, essentially God's way. I promise my role in all this will quickly fade away, and my faith formation will soon find you. And your faith formation will soon find you yourself to be the greatest challenge in accepting God's message, rather than the easy objection to God's truth that I seem to lead you to. From my perspective, with all weirdo suspicions aside, I find it mostly alarming to be found or to have resurfaced in the literal brink of time, for humans at least. But if and once you understand the eternal God better, it's like, duh, that's the kind of grace it provides us with. We've communally self-destructed and individually self-sabotaged up to the ledge of darkness, but boom, God smacks us all with the grace you may never understand in this life. I'll resent the people who take it for granted and be in awe of those who actually understand. But mostly I'll be in awestruck gratitude of its intense and clearly never-ending grace for us, even if it sucks like hell for me along the way. I think it's important to point out what I understand about sonship present day. The healing is both capped and uncapped, but more shall be revealed. Hopefully way more. But I know I can do for you through touch, sight, and intention alone, especially if you believe in what I'm doing, though. Thus far, belief to any extent is acceptable. It's new to us. God gets it. And from my family experience, healing is also a painful hope to have. So be brave and patient at the same time, but hope and love and grow with God above all else. Also, I know that my sonship is the first official one, for not just many, but for the rest from here on out. So the struggle my personal testimony brings to your ego and heart, and where the two meet, will fade sooner than later. But I'm sincerely sorry if my narrative through family and childhood friends and my mere unappealing personal disposition have deterred you from God to this point. Sonship, for this time around, is looking like the preface to a set of standards we won't easily abide by, but that will allow us to follow God's truth from here on out. But let me not scare you yet by telling you what to do. But keep in mind that health and balance are the core of rehabilitating society and planet to a sustainable continuum. I'll say this much is clear. Mediating runs in a family still. If you know, you know. From the afterlife and ancestral bodies to the restoring heaven and hell realms, realities, as well as mere concepts for you to grasp, is what I'll be doing in those regards. Let's just say, once my slithery frenemy goes back to where she came from, the truly evil will finally get what they deserve. The bitter bitch in me simply loves that idea. Also, the mediation of animals and nature and how we need to coexist in both times of reconstruction and restructuring, as well as in times of peace and thriving regrowth. From dogfights to deforestation, we'll find out what we're really doing to our individual and communal souls. Let's say report cards. Of course, how do our report cards tally up in the battles of race, religion, and academic resources to ensure a healthy glued-like dynamic for human continuum? In order to love and respect and honor Jesus for everything he did from sacrifice to legacy, and essentially to being a guiding light to me in these times of pure darkness, it's time to own who I am. I am the active realization of his word and promise to his people that he would return. But really, it's time to use his greatest gift for me, what developed to be his holy book, attached to the one that preceded it. I use it to find the balance of moving forward away from the brink of the end of us here. That most complicatedly means the humility to obey his book's teaching while honing the authority to expand upon as a living word has finally been reached. The end of his book is upon us, and we're responsibly authoring soon after. Through God's guidance and a direct hand on my role as I pass it on, I will more clearly lead that developing narrative. I'll probably start by focusing on what God has made clear to us so far, but needs to be reevaluated severely in an effort to progress with full throttle societal potential. So what's this topic that needs TLC and severe correction alike? Women. What we refer and dismiss as female behavior in all its negative connotations, and to elaborate on the God capacity in all women, or compassion depth for all things. Both are pertinently evident thus far in this saga, but also follow in consistent Genesis 50-20 tradition, since clearly your ill intentions were twisted to end up glorifying God. We are unbelievably better than we've let ourselves be, and we have literally reached the end. So be better or step out of the way, since we'll soon have little to no excuse to disobey the highest high. I can't say I didn't set you up for failure, from Eve to me, but let's live a no-ceilings type of revamping. It's a new era. It's our era. Let's allow this to be the best span of time our species could ever manifest, since God is finally here to stay. So I know it's some crazy things, but that's me owning who I am.